that Punjab Police was carrying out its duty and with due diligence, and that it was keeping everybody informed, including the SPG. Now, the information that we have is that 10:20 is the time that the Prime Minister landed at the Bathinda airport, and 11:08 is the time that the Prime Minister's motorcade has left airport to Ferozepur, and en route he would have gone to the Hossainiwala border. Now, the distance where the Prime Minister got stuck is about 120 to 130 kilometers. Now, the catch is that 10:20 p.m. lands, 11:08 the carcade leaves. That's about 48 minutes. And in this period, the IAF tells the SPG that they can't fly the chopper, and so the Punjab Police has contacted the SPG. Director speaks to the Punjab DGP, and then the IG is traveling with the Prime Minister. They speak to the Punjab Police. Punjab Police takes this much time and gives clearance. They had good 48 minutes to assess the situation on the ground on the entire route, on which they had already done a dress rehearsal a day before. And then from there to the time where Prime Minister gets stuck on the flyover at Piarana in Ferozepur district, it's about 97 minutes. So in all, about 145 to 150 minutes the Punjab Police had. And this protest was building up. The flyover was blocked. The Punjab Police cops were there, as we have seen in the video. And despite that, the SPG was kept in the dark. SPG was not informed. We can see from the video that we shared with the viewers in the earlier part of the day that the SPG officers are looking really surprised. They are in combat mode, as it is called. They have their fingers on the trigger on their arms, and they are prepared for any eventuality. Had the SPG known that this is an organized crowd, that this is part of a plan, the reaction would have been different in terms of making sure that the Prime Minister does not get stuck on a flyover. So I think there was a design to let this happen, and that's why Punjab Police was kept, I beg your pardon, the SPG was kept in the dark. And the timeline that we are breaking now, 10:20 a.m. p.m. lands, 11:08 a.m. Beg your pardon, 10:20 a.m. p.m. lands. 11:08 a.m. is the time that he leaves the airport, and around 12:45 to 50 p.m. is the time that he gets stuck at the Pirana flyover in Ferozepur, giving good 145-50 minutes to the Punjab Police to have assessed the situation real time and given a feedback to the SPG that the situation is not good, that there might be a diversion, that you go back, you use a safe house. Nothing of that sort was done. We are told, in fact, that almost a dozen times the Punjab DGP was spoken to by the SPG officers, and yet no information whatsoever was given in terms of any diversion, in terms of use of safe house, in terms of blockade of the highway. So I think this is an important thread of information coming out we are bringing for our viewers, and that's going to really affect the investigation, the inquiry that I think now is being monitored by the Supreme Court.
Absolutely, Abhishek, and all those claims and excuses being made by the authorities in Punjab that they did not have prior information or enough time to react is also once again being exposed, because the Punjab Police took a good 48 minutes to do their due diligence and give that green signal for Prime Minister Modi to travel from Bathinda airport to Ferozepur. And now, according to the information that you have gathered for us, they also tell us that the Punjab Police had a total of 97 minutes to update the SPG on blockade by protesters, but failed to do so, Abhishek.
Absolutely. In fact, you include the 48 minutes, Richa, of the time that they took to do due diligence after it was decided that the PM would take the road route as part of the contingency plan because the chopper could not fly. And then these 97 minutes extra when the PM's carcade was en route to Ferozepur, and then it got stuck at the flyover. Now remember, if the blockade, the scale of the blockade that we see would have taken a couple of hours, which means even before the Prime Minister landed, perhaps people were building up, gathering there at the place, and the Punjab Police would have known that this road is not safe, that this road is blockaded, which means A, they were aware that this is happening, B, they did not make any attempt to remove it, and C, they let the Prime Minister's carcade go right up to that point without informing their own officer who was part of the carcade, without informing the SPG, which was in touch with the Punjab Police non-stop continuously, and then created the situation where Prime Minister's security was compromised. So definitely there is an element of design. there is an element of letting this happen, and at whose behest this was done, why it was done, what was the objective, that should remain a matter of investigation by an independent agency.
Absolutely, Abhishek. And also going across to Rhythm now, who also continues to join us live. And Rhythm, once again, this entire sequence and timeline of the events shared to us by and got to us by Abhishek as well exposes the fact that all those excuses and clarifications being given by the Punjab government fall flat, because they'd had enough time to inform the authorities in concern and also clear out that road.
What our colleague Abhishek is really doing, viewers, is pinpointing minute by minute what could have happened as a serious mishap and what was happening. A short while ago, like Major General G.D. Bakshi was talking about, the Republic News Big, the intel secret note that has been accessed by us clearly shows this was a prediction that was already given to the government, the Punjab state, but nothing had been done on it. The point is, Punjab police had 97 minutes to update the SPG. They chose not to do so. What happens from here on? The Supreme Court has clearly said all the documents are going to be handed over to the Registrar General, which clearly indicates now no one can try and meddle with the documents. The top court has given out a diktat. It will now be handed over to the Registrar General to ensure further investigation is carried on. Another very important point that has been done is the NIA has been brought in to also possibly later on be probing the terror angle, which the country's top law officer Tushar Mehta, Solicitor General, speaking to the Supreme Court, said this could have been inefficiency. It could have also been outside terror angle that needs to be probed. What further is now going to happen? The Punjab government will have to submit all the documents that are currently with them to ensure that they are going to be investigated. The message from the top court that's coming today is extremely certain, extremely clear. Like Major General G.D. Bakshi was pointing out, the PM's security is of paramount importance. It cannot be dealt with in the manner it was, no matter what the reason. Road is blocked by protesters, convoy is stuck, will have to be seen. And of course, we're also seeing the Supreme Court's widening the ambit of the probe. But actually, going back to Major General G.D. Bakshi and to Abhishek, I first come to Major Bakshi. Major General G.D. Bakshi, the point that's now here, Republic broke the Khalistani threat angle. Now the scoop that's coming in from the SPG, 48 minutes were taken to clear the travel from Bhatinda. 97 minutes were there with the Punjab police to update the SPG on the blockade, sir, but this did not happen. How do we look at this 97-minute wide gap that was left by the government, Punjab government?
Rhythm, may I just humbly point out to you, you have an intelligence note that is explosive. You have it on your table before the Prime Minister lands.